Markets managing to put, geopolitics to the sidelines to a large degree, and AI remains in focus. I suppose we have reason to go a leg higher with those micron numbers. AI very much still in the driving seat.
I think so. There are a couple of themes going on. Of course, there's the Ukraine story. There's the looming threat of a shutdown in the US. But absolutely the main driver is AI at the moment. And I know a lot of markets have spent the last month or so wondering about whether AI is in a bubble or even for much longer. But as a common refrain of this segment is, if it is a bubble, you don't fight bubbles. That is the quickest way to lose your job in markets. If it's a bubble, you identify it, you ride the early stages. We may be beyond the early stages, but you wait for it then to blow up first, and then you can get on the kind of blow up very easily after the fact. You don't need to try preempting it. At the moment, I don't see why the AI bubble would pop soon. The earnings are going to continue to come strong. It looks like third quarter earnings will be very positive, which we'll get next month, which means the very earliest that we'll see the AI bubble pop is fourth quarter earnings that we're going to get at the start of next year. And it may not even be then. So I think it's more likely that something else derails, as some kind of curveball or black swan, rather than the AI bubble popping. That's just an overvalued market that will crash a long way if we get a negative catalyst, but not the reason to be negative.
Can we have an expected black swan? What kind of black swans are we thinking about?
I mean, the whole point of a black swan is we're not anticipating it. But obviously, given the administration in the US and their willingness to jump in unprecedented ways across all policy fields, you'd have to assume that's the location where some kind of black swan might come from markets. But by definition, no, I have no anticipated black swan. I don't know what it is.
Mark, coming back to Oliver's interviews there, we've got oil up but DAX futures down. Do we care about geopolitics? Thanos earlier was telling us that it's a tailwind.
I think we really do care, and I think this is a potential massive shift. But as Ollie made clear there, ultimately many people are saying, show us the money. Let's see whether these words, this sudden, seem to be quite a large shift in attitude from the US administration towards Russia, is backed up by actions over the coming months. And I really think there's a lot of vagueness right now. I think if we do suddenly have a shift, there's two things. I think the initial takeaway, hey, this is positive. Europe and US are working together. They're aligned. NATO is re-enthused. This is good. On the flip side, a slightly more negative interpretation would say that if the US is going to get hawkish in Russia, this makes the idea of a bigger conflict even more likely. So I'm not sure this is an unmitigated positive. I think it's quite a nuanced issue, but certainly geopolitics will matter if the US administration backs up words with actions.